What's up, everybody? This is Aztec 101 in the ring. And yeah, I've been away from making videos mainly because I got hit with the really nasty flu. But now I'm back. I've been paying attention, so I know exactly what I want to talk about. Apparently, Lara has been calling out not just Floyd Mayweather, which is something that I really wanted to see, but he's also called out Gennady Golovkin. Now, the only criticism I have about this is that I wish he was as straightforward with Floyd Mayweather as he is with Gennady Golovkin. I wish, I really do believe that Lara holds just a little tad bit too much respect for Floyd to really make any noise. I mean, you do have to get a little disrespectful to kind of rattle his chains and make him notice you. Now, Lara has been calling out basically everybody under the sun, and nobody really wants to fight him, mainly because, you have a fighter who fights off his back foot, even if he wins, even if you beat him, you're not going to look good against him. He's kind of like a Carlos Molina. Molina probably gets it worse. But Lara right now is in a position where his name is being mentioned by top competition, even though he's not being he's not being as far as actually getting the fights, he's not anywhere close to getting a fight with Gennady Golovkin or Floyd Mayweather. He's probably closer to getting a fight with Saul Canelo Alvarez sometime this year, but at least his name is being mentioned, and at least he's taking initiative to push himself out there. That's what he needs to do, and he has to do this just a little bit more consistently. And the more he does this, the better it is for him in the future. He's planting a seed, and he may not get the fight now with Gennady Golovkin, but down the road, we're going to remember that back in February 2014, Lara called out Gennady Golovkin. And we're going to remember that Lara back in 2014 in February called out Floyd Mayweather Jr. So this is exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted to see him just so it gets put in the books. We're going to remember it. We're going to register this as a time where Lara is basically being ducked by everybody. I hope one of these fighters take initiative and actually fight Lara, but I like what Lara is doing. Lara needs to do this himself because Golden Boy Promotions isn't going to do it for him. As of right now, I haven't been really too happy with the opposition I've seen with Gennady Golovkin. When I first heard Lara actually had called out Gennady Golovkin, I was excited because I thought Golovkin would take this fight. This seemed like a perfect fight for Golovkin. Perfect in a sense where, you're fighting a 154-pounder. You're not really going to get too much criticism for losing to one of the best at 154. And if you lose and winning would mean a lot because this is a fighter that has been in there with some top competition, unlike Gennady Golovkin. Gennady Golovkin, in my opinion, his last tough opponent was really Macklin, who he finished under 4 rounds. I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with Gennady Golovkin, especially this year. I'm having a hard time looking at Gennady Golovkin as a really a solid champion, mainly because he hasn't faced the opponents that I want him to face. I've been waiting to see him against Peter Quillin, but it seems as though Peter Quillin, who has been asking for this fight, is just being ignored. In the end, I do believe that his promotional company is obviously protecting their investment. This is the only fighter that really they have under their belt that's doing any damage in America. And Gennady Golovkin right now is at the brink of being a superstar. The only thing, though, is that I'm worried how this may end up becoming a trend for Gennady Golovkin. Well, is he gonna start doing this, with everyone? Because he has called out. Gennady Golovkin has already made it known that he's willing to fight anybody. He's willing to fight anybody from 154 to 168. So as fighters trying to make a name for themselves are coming out the woodwork and calling him out, is he just gonna avoid every fight? I hope he doesn't. This is I know that Golovkin is active. He's very active. But that's no excuse. I don't think that there's an excuse for especially this kind of I don't know if I would call it a duck, but not just quite yet. I mean, if after a few fights, I don't see it going anywhere. If after, by the end of this year, he's not fighting Peter Quillen, or he hasn't fought Erislandy Lara, and Erislandy Lara is continuously calling him out, then yeah, I'm going to definitely say off the bat, Gennady Golovkin is ducking fighters. But as of right now, I really think that it's more of his management trying to make a business decisions. No one's going to protect their fighters, so they're going to have to do that job for themselves. Erislandy Lara right now is in no room to looking to be protected. He wants exposure. He needs exposure. Actually, he'll be fine with a loss as long as he can get an exciting fight out of it. He nearly lost in the Angulo fight, and people love that fight. They love seeing that fight. And he really didn't gain many new fans when it came down to him fighting Trout. So he's looking for another come forward fighter that can bring that kind of excitement. He needs to look at Floyd Mayweather as his endpoint, and I think that when it comes down to Erislandy Lara, it's a lot of respect. He holds a lot of respect for Floyd Mayweather, and I don't think that he's going to try to lose that respect, or he's going to try to, in any way, shape, or form, disrespect Floyd Mayweather for the sake of getting the fight with Floyd. So I think that there's a little bit holding himself back because he might need to break that line. He might need to break that barrier to really gain Mayweather's attention. Because as of right now, Mayweather's looking the other way. He's thinking about protecting his WBC welterweight title. He has Amir Khan as the people's choice, basically. And, which is bullshit in a sense when you have a top competition like Erislandy Lara, who has not signed a fight with anybody and just waiting for anybody to fight him. So who's going to step up to the plate? Out of Floyd Mayweather, Saul Canelo Alvarez, and Gennady Golovkin, who do you guys think is going to step up to the plate and actually fight Erislandy Lara this year out of these superstars? That's what I want to know. And if you had to pick which matchup, which fight you would want to see, let me know. Who would you rather see Erislandy Lara step in the ring with? Floyd Mayweather, Gennady Golovkin, or Saul Canelo Alvarez? And this is strictly, I know that I would want to see personally all these fights would be great. But if you had to pick for your next fight, I want to know what the fans are thinking about when it comes down to if you were able to be a matchmaker. I hope someone gets into Gennady Golovkin's head and lets them know how people are viewing this, because we're really looking at this as if you're bitching out. You haven't really fought top competition since Macklin. You're fighting top 15 contenders. You're not fighting the top 10 or top 5. Um, so yeah, we're waiting. We're waiting to see what really Gennady Golovkin can really do. This is Aztec 101 in the ring. You guys let me know. Who do you guys want to see in the ring next with Erislandy Lara? Floyd Mayweather Jr., Saul Canelo Alvarez, or Gennady Golovkin? This is Aztec 101 in the ring, and I'm out.